Excuse me. Okay, well, hello. Good morning, everyone. It's Profesor Cañedo here, and here we are now. It's already week 7, and we're coming to the halfway point of the semester. Holiday season's just around the corner, and for those of you in the southwestern and Mesa Coast sections, you guys will be leaving us pretty soon. Just a couple more weeks to go, and then that's the end of the road for you. But I'm still with you for a couple of weeks. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get on with the this week's roll call for week 7. And these are, of course, the dates for October 3rd through 7th. Before I get going, and I'm sure those of you Padres fans, and they're probably wondering what the heck is going on with the hat. Well, of course, as I mentioned, I told you a lot that I do like a lot of the LA Orange County teams. So of course the Dodgers, Rams, and the Ducks. But I think those of you baseball fans know that Vin Scully just wrapped up his illustrious and amazing career as a Dodgers broadcaster. He was at that post for almost 70 years. Quite an amazing run. Definitely one of the greats. He will be missed, but he definitely brought a lot to the table in his years, and definitely a lot of legendary moments that for baseball fans to think of. So thank you for everything, Mr. Scully, and best wishes to you for your retirement. All right, well, enough baseball talk. Let's get on with it, and I want to go ahead now and start talking to those of you in the Grossmont classes first. And you remember this from last week, so I'll keep with this. I'll keep this picture frame and cards indicating which classes I'll be talking to first. So History 108, you guys are up first. So here's what's on tap for you this week. All right, this week we're getting into part 1 of the early stages in which the English colonies now go into the period of independence. So in other words, the early origins, the early days of the United States of America. So we're going to break that up into 2 parts this week and next week. So for this week, please check out the first part of Chapter 5 in the Humboldt America text. It's pages 211 to 236. You've got a PowerPoint show on the American Revolution, and the podcast is on the American Revolution. So definitely be sure to listen to that. Your podcast journal 5 entries are going to be due on Wednesday, and quiz 6 is going to be excuse me. Sorry, buddy. Quiz 6 is going to be opening up this Friday. I hope the Daughter Fortune video I gave you over the weekend is helpful. This is my character video. Now I'm going to give another video toward the end of the week, in which it's going to be a sample of your character video. So in other words, I've got 2 characters for you here. The objective of your videos is to interact with with my character, the one that I gave you over the weekend, the Alexander Castro Green character. So again, the video that I'm going to give you at the end of the week is a model for what you're going to do. And when I have that video for you, I'll of course give you more instructions. And don't forget, everybody, the readings in the Daughter of Fortune begin next week. I'll definitely say quite a few more things about that in next week's roll call video, and of course in the announcements in Blackboard. All right, so that's the plan for those of you in History 108. Let me go now and shift gears, and let me talk to those of you in History 109. All right. Okay. Okay. As the semester, as the semester goes on, my desk gets stacks of papers and books. So definitely par for the course as the semester proceeds. Okay, History 109. You guys are going to be looking at the 1920s. So check out Chapter 7 in the Humboldt America text. View the PowerPoint show on the 1920s. Listen to the podcast from Laissez-faire to Depression, and watch Part 4 of the Ken Burns Jazz series. Your podcast journal 7s are due this Thursday, and Quiz 7 is going to open up on Friday. And don't forget that Quiz 6 is still active at this point in time. So the Roaring Twenties, definitely one of the peak periods in American jazz. That's what you'll be looking at this week. All right, let me go now, and I'll start talking to those of you in the Southwestern and Mesa College sections. And let's see who's up next. I believe it's the Chicano Studies 141A section. Yes, it is. All right, so 141A people, here's what's on tap for you this week. We're going to be looking at the early days of the United States and Mexico. So that includes a variety of different topics, like the Mexican independence period, the early United States republic. So in a way, some of the stuff we've been looking at this week is comparable to what the History 108 people are looking at. Other topics include, pertaining to the United States, the era of good feelings, the age of Andrew Jackson. I'll say a few things about Mr. Jackson in just a bit, and also Mexican California. So quite a mixed bag of stuff for you guys this week. Basically, we're going to be comparing and contrasting how the U.S. and Mexico develop in a way simultaneously as we get into as we're now into the late 18th century and the early 19th century. Besides the readings in Between the Conquests, you've got articles on Miguel Hidalgo, Jose Morelos, and the Querétaro Literary Club, so topics pertaining to Mexican independence era. You've got some lecture outlines, U.S. lecture outlines to examine, and a variety of PowerPoint programs, including one on the Mexican independence period. And there's also the article from De Leon and Griswold del Castillo, another article from those two gentlemen. Your film this week is on the legendary and infamous Andrew Jackson. You might be wondering why Mr. Jackson is in the realm of Chicano studies, but as I mentioned at a few points during the course of the session, and also in the module overview essay, I think Jackson is instructive because he set the tone for, shall we say, macho man politics, which in a way Mr. Trump is doing right now. Jackson had this idea of a strong executive, belligerent foreign policy. And this is stuff, of course, that Mr. Polk would follow when we get into the U.S.-Mexico War. So basically, everybody, my feeling is in order to understand James Polk and his motivations with the U.S.-Mexico War, you got to look at his mentor. That would be Andrew Jackson. Quite an interesting film about Old Hickory, so definitely check that out during the week. All right, assignments. Your book reviews are going to be due on Thursday, so please get those into me on Thursday. If there are any late EBSCO papers that are floating around up there, get those into me on Thursday. But of course, the 1 grade deduction will be added onto it. Quiz 7 is going to be opening up on Thursday and stay open through next Monday. And the discussion group 3, don't forget to get your comments in Form 6 by the end of the week, by Friday, and I'll talk to you coming up over the weekend. Anything else I need to mention for those of you in the 141A class? No, I think that pretty much sums it up. So last but not least, let me go ahead and talk to those of you in the Southwestern College 142 section, and here's what's on tap for you this week. For you guys, we're going to be looking at at Mexican Americans in the protest era. So that's a lot of different fascinating topics. Of course, labor activism, Cesar Chavez, Corky Gonzalez, Reyes Lopez Tijerina, Dolores Huerta, a lot of the major movers and shakers when it comes to the Chicano movement. So check out Chapter 10 in the in Crucible of Struggle. You've got a couple of sections from Beyond 1848 to check out. There's a PowerPoint program on the legendary labor activist and union leader Walter Reuther. Walter Reuther was in many respects Cesar Chavez's mentor in terms of organizing and unionizing. So even though Reuther's topics focus in more on the auto industry, Detroit, Ford, General Motors, all those topics, I think his tactics really went along to helping Cesar Chavez model the United Farm Workers. So check out that PowerPoint program. And the film this week is from the Chicano video series, Struggle in the Field. So be sure to check that out. Do this week your assignments. You've got your literary assignment due on Thursday, so get those into me. If any of you haven't told me about your choices for that, please get those into me as soon as possible. I would suggest that you inform me of your choices no later than Wednesday. But please don't wait until the last minute, Thursday morning, afternoon to tell me. Try to inform me no later than Wednesday, so I know exactly what it is you're going to be working on. So that's going to be due on Thursday, and then. Then what else? And then Quiz 7 is going to be open on Friday, and don't forget that Quiz 6 is going to be shutting down to tomorrow night. Okay. And anything else we need to mention here? No, I think they're pretty much covered. One more thing for those of you in the 142 section. When we get into next week's sections, I'm going to change the film. If you notice on the schedule, it's been saying film to be announced. I've got a film for you next week about Chicano Park, so I'll put that into Blackboard this week. So starting next week, you can definitely check it out. So Chicano Park is going to be the last film for the session. But again, for your film this week, check out The Struggle in the Fields. Check out Struggle in the Fields from the Chicano PBS series. All right, so that's the plan for those of you in the 142 section, and that's the plan for everybody for this week. So So, like I said, we're coming down to the wire for those of you in the 142 and 141 sections, and for those of you in the gross month sections, we're coming right up to the halfway point of the semester. So that's it for the week. You guys take care. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you guys. I'll talk to you again next Monday with the week 8 roll call.